Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, now that we have our mobile refinery, which is there, here we go, mobile refinery. I went out mining with it because we lost power on this because it ran out of uranium, so I need to go mine with uranium because this guy was not connected to the network and wasn't consuming power, and also has an arc reactor, and that uses different fuel. Today, because we've got this mobile refinery, we are going to be retrofitting both the shipyard and the capital ship. This may take at least one episode. It may take many episodes depending on what the hell happens. So what I've done in between episodes is I've gone inside and, surprised as you may be, this room is now empty. Completely void of everything except this and the catwalk. Yeah? Completely. Which this is basically showing the distribution of all of the locations where conveyors are, which is useful. So beyond all of these are turrets, essentially. What we're going to do is we need to connect all of these to the main network, and then we're going to be adding shield generators in here so that this thing can have shields. Also, we're going to be re-adding cargo containers, but the new ones, the azimuth cargo containers, which are bigger, and I think a few assemblers and a few refineries won't be amiss. So like one advanced refinery, like 3 advanced assemblers, and then the rest of it is the rest of it. This is because this isn't supposed to be a dedicated processing vessel, but it also needs to be able to do that in case, it's far afield and needs to replenish its ammunition. All it needs to do is, find a mining ship first, but luckily we should have one of those nearby anyway. And then the second thing that I've done is, if you follow me inside, even though you're not following me, you're really looking at it from my perspective. I'm just going to quickly oxygenate myself. There we go. So if you follow me up here, and then round this convoluted area, which I keep forgetting where it is, you can see you're not built because I disabled the nano factories. Yes, I did. Let's turn this back on. Nano factories, you are on. Is it because I've cut off your supply to materials? That answer might be yes. No. Wait. Nah, it's because you have that. Okay, so there's a reason why these 4 nano factories in fact weren't working, and that's because they didn't have exempt on them. So I've actually been running with one nano factory, one fully upgraded nano factory that I've now destroyed, but one nano factory nonetheless. Yeah, so basically anytime this thing decides to do things, it kind of just goes, nope, the system is taking it away from you, which is kind of annoying. But I also want it to take stuff away that's left in the inventory. As you can see, it is quite the predicament. So let's rename those so that they actually work. Nano factory, exempt, close bracket, let's copy that. And now these things should do everything I want them to, and also drain on our power. Let's have a look at the reactor. The azimuth fusion reactor would be a better idea. Yeah. So basically I threw 250 uranium into the system and it should be working, and then this tiny bit of uranium here was to kickstart everything. Since I couldn't actually access the reactors directly because they had conveyors on them, I needed to use the one in the capital ship that was able to be seen. So if we fly over here, then everything should be good, yeah. And as you can see over here, I have gotten rid of all of the advanced refineries since we don't need them. This ship is supposed to act in a fleet. If it's caught by itself, it's probably dead anyway since it has no guns on it. Or shields, for that matter. Though it doesn't really need shields, it's not a combat vessel, and having shields on a non-combat vessel is kind of, cheating. So, today the plan is also increase the amount of nano factories here from 4 to 6 to 8 if possible. Actually, I need to check that. So upgrade slot 1, 2, 3. Okay, that may be a bit more difficult than intended. Alternatively, we can shift. No, we can't shift anything. I was going to like offset it so that I could have an upgrade here and an upgrade here that's for this nano factory, and then an upgrade here and an upgrade here for that nano factory, but it's not going to work because there's no free space. Alternatively, we could... I'll think about it. Is this necessary? I didn't mean to do that. These blocks aren't necessary, so I could get rid of them. And since we don't have the armor edges, then it's not actually going to change the look of the ship. Yeah. So we can do that. Good. But first, we're going to be working on the capital ship because that thing needs more stuff. Specifically, another thing that we're going to do on the capital ship is retrofit its reactors with azimuth fusion reactors. No, not azimuth fusion reactors, arc reactors, because, well, I think I prefer arc reactors since they give a lot more bang for buck in terms of space, essentially. Like, the amount of gigawatts that the wattage that throws out is ridiculous. So if we fly down here, still got gravity. Didn't have it before because, you know, system went nuts. Right. That stuff can stay here, which is fine. Right, so we're going to need to get rid of, like, these two here. Luckily, we have nano factories, so we don't have to deal with all of that. Welcome to the man's way of doing things, getting nanites to do everything else for you, essentially. Right, let's continue. Good. And we should have nano factories pulling those items out of the area, which is very, very useful. We're going to be using this cargo container up here to store resources because it's kind of the only place I've got to store them. Right. And also, you know, because we're using nano factories, this is going to lag my game. But that's not your problem, it's my problem. I have to deal with it. You just get, you know, a bit more choppy YouTube video. So, we also have to deal with these guys. Noting that I need to do this kind of quickly, because if I don't, then, you know... Oh, we're doing this thing again, are we? Yes, it does seem so, Watson. Right. So you know that drifting thing? It's happening again. It might be because these items are flailing around. What the hell are you doing? Well, physics, I guess. I need to check which direction this thing is going. Because the problem is we have no more reactors. Actually, no. Quickly, before I do something stupid. Azimuth fusion reactor. No. So, the thing is, I might, in order to fix this bug, I need to disconnect the ship. However, because I will disconnect the ship, everything in this area will, like, turn off. And that's not the best thing in the universe, because it means I can't reconnect to it. So, throwing uranium in here, we have a few seconds in order to fix it. So, go run in here, access this. Where are we going? We're going downwards, which is this way. Are we even moving? Right, we're going to unlock.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, I've got 2 minutes of fuel. That's just not going to be good. Go move. And then we're going to turn on again. Oh shit. Right. So we've lost power, which is not particularly nice. Right. Well, that kind of, you know, screwed everything over, didn't it? Should have got more uranium, Jake. Yes, I know. Stop it, YouTube comments. Please. Right. How's our reactorage doing? We've got some. Right, I'll take like 20. In fact, that's not 20, that's 19.2. Why did I ask for 19.2? I didn't. That's the thing. Right. So now that that's done and, you know, annoyed me a great deal, what we're going to do is we're going to throw a, if I can find one of these little things, the repair beacons. We're going to place down a repair beacon, which I should... no, I got rid of the inventory for that. Give me a second, I'll get it back. Luckily, it's in an inventory where we can access this thing. Right, so we need the 3 radio communication blah blahs. Right. I don't need you. I need you. I don't need you. I do, however, need you. I need you. You. And a computer. Right? Yes? Good. Right, let's throw it down. The reason why I'm throwing this down is because I can't be bothered to weld it by hand. And by it, I mean a small reactor. Right, and then I need a small-ish reactor, place it down here, and Nano factories should deal with it. And then, once it's built, I throw in uranium, and we should have power back on. All of this to fix the stupid floating downwards bug, which I can't fix anymore because this ship is actually floating downwards. Right. We're online. Good. How far down? Oh my god, that's quite far. Now, obviously, we're being overloaded by this because, you know, it's a single stupidly tiny reactor. Gyroscopes work fine, though. Yeah, right. Welcome to the episode where I don't do the thing that I said, and instead I just mess around with making sure that this ship doesn't float. Right, and now we are locked and activate. Good. No more floaty thing. Right. That's lovely. Take out this. I didn't turn off everything, that's good. Fly into here, go through. I hate this door. You know, it doesn't stay open, and that's why I can't access the engine room without breaking it open. Okay, then I need to access the reactor in here, and then we can get things sorted. Reactor, throw stuff in there. Everyone's very, very happy. I can get rid of this. Good. Excellent. Right, now let's get doing the interior here, shall we? Before I lose my mind. So, we're going to need, like, all the things. And I need interior plate. Of course I need interior plate. Why did... oh, God. You see, people? This is why you should have... actually, no, I can just do this, can't I? Yeah. Yeah, I can just do this for interior plate and it'll automatically repair itself. It's also giving me, like, small steel tube, but I guess that's a byproduct. So, let's go and let's get this rolling. So we need conveyor junctions here and here, and then a curved connector here. Now the reason why conveyor junctions, actually this one probably doesn't need a conveyor junction, do you? No, you can just be like this. The reason why we're doing this is so that we can have every single turret connect to the system, because without it being connected to the system, only horror can ensue. Right, let's go this way. Conveyor junction. This way. And this way. Good. So that's that. You, Mr. Sir, can go away and have an armor block instead. Right. Okay, I'm going to conveyor up this entire thing, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, we are back. So, we have all of the lovely conveyors in the area, which is kind of nice. And then if you follow me over here, what I've done is disconnected this reactor from the network, so that this reactor here can act as a backup reactor. So, in case everything gets powered down, I can come in here and manually put uranium into this reactor, and everything will be fine. So, what do we need to do next? Well, we need cargo containers, and, well, there's not much room to place anything, is there? Since we, you know, reduce the size of everything. Right. Let's have a look. So, we're going to be using... Anytime. Right, there we go. We're going to be using... If I get rid of you, I don't need these these new tiered thrusters. If we look at cargo, we have two types of new cargo. We've got the medium and the large. The medium is kind of just like two small added together, and then the large is two large added together, which is looks kind of big. Well, not looks, kind of is kind of big. Right, let's have a look. So, what we've got is we've got a connection point here to the exterior, and we've got a connection point here to the exterior. So we can't actually, you know, link that up properly using these. On the other side, we've got these, and right. Instead, we're going to be using medium cargo containers, and what we're going to do is go with these guys and then place them like so. So we'll have like 4 cargo containers, which should be good, and they'll be in line to the rest of the ship. Well, to the conveyors anyway, so they won't be causing any problems. Okay, right, that should look good. Next thing on our agenda is we need an advanced refinery. I know, advanced. We need a single advanced refinery, doesn't need to be upgraded, and like 2 advanced assemblers. And that's kind of it. And we can have those probably along this wall, if we can have so. Right, so this advanced refinery is massive, you know, because it is. If we flip it this way, and then this way, will it fit? Yes. It will be able to fit, and it hooks up like that. Good. The one thing that we need, however, is we need access to alloy plates, and luckily we have access here. So if we look at alloy, we can get like, I don't know, 10? 10 is kind of the amount that we need. So we can have one here. Well, we can have the advanced refinery here, which should link up to everything else. And then we can have the advanced assemblers here, if that works. Yeah, connection points like this, so I can go... I can go one here, and one here. And then I can have a conveyor connection here. So, with Nano factories doing their job, if they do their... yeah, they are doing their job, then we should have these lovely things built. Which should give us plenty of room to do the other things. Now, this interior is not going to be the best layout because we're refitting something and I don't want to have to change the hull all over again. So it is going to look a bit weird. However, we now have a refinery, you know, just in case we're not next to the mobile refinery when we do things, and assemblers for building things using the ingots that we have, and then everything else is connected. Going through here, since we've done that room for now, we need better reactors before we can do the next step. Let's get better reactors. So we need an arc reactor. Arc reactor. The fun thing in the fun town of fun times. Right, so let's place that guy here. And then we need to flip this guy around. And then you should be good. Right? Yes. Okay. Place that guy there. You can see, ooh, interesting. Yeah, it does look kind of interesting. We want conveyor block here, and we want this thing sidling around that way, And then this is connected via this, so we don't need to do anything about those. Oxygen is low, like that's a story I haven't heard before. And then we just need to flip this guy around, and there. Arc reactor, we have one of. I'll let the nano factories deal with that whilst I go get oxygen. I'll be back in a second once all the things that we've created have been constructed. Right. Yeah, I was just going to get some silver for arc reactor components. I have no clue what the hell's going on, but I fear for my life if I jump out. I was cruising at 300 meters a second, and this is probably why you shouldn't do that. Well, it's not the gyroscopes messing things up. Interesting. It seems some demon has taken possession of my ship. Will jumping solve it? Probably not. I think I just caught a disease. Right. I'm going to save and reload, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, we are back. So I've just gone mining for silver after the weird perils of the warp test I had to roll for the mobile refinery. I managed to succeed. Nothing was damaged, I think. Possibly the collector a bit, because when I disconnected the collector it just went way and just went flying off into the distance, but it did have inertia dampeners, so that was fine. Okay, so now that we've got the silver and I've transferred some of the silver over, we should have our lovely lovely arc reactor. He says activate the damn thing. Thank you. Jump. And of course we've got our assemblers and everything, which are now connected to the network, meaning they can actually do things. Arc reactor, I believe the components are being created, unless, you know, they've already been used, which is possible. Yeah, I've got 27,000 silver, the assemblers are not doing anything, the Nano factories aren't doing anything. What now? What are you low on? Gravel. You're low on stone. Stone. How can you be low on stone? We hadn't. Oh right, yeah. It's because I stopped getting stone. Right. That will require me to do a bunch of things. Sadly. Right. I'll be back in a second once I have all of the necessary materials again. Okay, we're back. So, the silver is now there, the gravel is now there, and the arc reactor should be under construction. What I've just noticed is that this section of the ship has disappeared. I don't know how, considering that this was not under attack by, you know, the ravages of the warp. Seems very peculiar. Anyway, we can fly in. Currently using the refinery in this ship to do the gravel, since it's going to be stupidly fast. I think I can access it. Yeah, it's still going. Quite a lot of gravel. If we have a look at ingot, we can see that we've got nearly 300,000 gravel, which is significant. We've also got enough silver, and because it's not decreasing, we should have our lovely arc reactor. Now the arc reactor, as everyone should know, uses arc fuel instead of regular fuel. And in order to construct this, we're going to be using this specific assembler. This assembler you are going to have exempt, so that, you know, bad things don't happen. And, oh, I need to transfer everything back to me again, don't I? That's correct. For some reason I need to keep doing that, possibly because there's no faction. And I need to have a faction, and then everything will be mine. Everything will be mine. Yes. So what we want this guy to do is, so for every arc section of arc fuel I create, it consumes 1 uranium and 1 magnesium. Now how much magnesium do we have? No, magnesium. We've got 8,000, and we've got about 2,000 uranium, if you want to have a look. 1,000 in each one, and then we've got additional on the mobile refinery, like 500. Yeah, that's a significant amount of uranium. So we're going to go over to production, and we are going to select assembler exempt, which will be the second one, and we want to create, I don't know, 100, 200, 500 rounds of arc fuel. Now this should pull resources from the that area, but I also need to pick up about, I don't know, some from here, so we'll throw 500. Then we'll balance this out by going 250, and then that should work. And then we have all the arc fuel I could ever need. Yeah, as you can see, each operation produces, I do not know the number, but it is quite significant. I really need to look up the number, because then I can actually get an accurate view count. So I've got like 15,000 arc fuel, which is absolutely amazing. If we fly over to here and we go into here, doesn't matter where, we can then go to inventory. No, not inventory. We need arc, and then arc reactor. Now the problem currently is that arc fuel is being pulled out because it counts as a component, right? Counts as a component, which is weird. Well, no, it's not weird, but yes. So what we want to do is we want to rename the arc reactor as exempt as well. And what that should do is make sure that the arc reactor will have all the fuel. So we need to go and find arc fuel, and then throw it all in here. We can have a look at how long this will last in a second. Yeah, we need to throw the rest of it over here. Now it's going to say roughly because of how, you know, consuming works, but we've got roughly 50,000 arc fuel, and as you can see that's green, saying that it's running. Now an arc reactor gives a stupid amount of wattage compared to the regular, 20 times in fact. In comparison to the azimuth, I believe it does 5 times. I am not sure. So if we go into here and then select arc reactor outputs 6 gigawatts, which is 20 times the 0.5 gigawatts that the regular large reactor outputs, whereas the azimuth, which I say a long thing, but it's actually called reactor, fusion reactor, gives 1.2 gigawatts, which is essentially something that I can't easily calculate because it's not a quarter. And if you look down at fuel time, 301 days, which is significant. This is the same reactor that we're using on our mining ship, by the way, and the mining ship also has a decent amount, I would say. I need to check that value actually. Collector, arc reactor, yeah, output 6 gigawatts. Arc reactor has about 10,000 arc fuel, whereas this is 50,000 arc fuel. Now, noting that this doesn't have a mining laser, which is the most consuming of everything, then, you know, it's fine. Right, so I'm going to cut it here because we're probably close to wrapping up point. Things left on the list to do for retrofits: we need to add more engines and upgrade the engines of this ship. We need to add more gyroscopes, we need to add shields. Then over here we need to add more nano factories and the lot. The reason why it's been taking so long is because I didn't have enough resources and, you know, perils of the warp. I swear this got bigger. No, it's because this area was empty to begin with. Also, we're going to renovate the front so that it actually has a purpose now, since we don't have a mining ship. Possibly add like a private shuttle or something? Maybe? Yeah. Really depends. However, until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.